Alright, welcome back to another league race. This time we're with TMC Division 3. This time we are at France. You can see quality dry race, which I was happy about. I didn't want any rain nonsense. So heading into this one, initially practice was going pretty poorly. I put a few laps in with the setup. Things changed around though when I found a different setup, and we worked from there. So you can see I'm going to load it up here and knock down the fuel. And the change I want to make, I put one more on the rear wing. I want to add a bit more to the front roll bar, and obviously change the brake. So because I was struggling for turning at times, I wasn't hitting my apexes all the time, so that was frustrating. So anyways, we're not going to do anything with the softs. We're going to go with the hards. So here's my first lap with the hards. Stick up to 5-6 wings obviously for this bit of extra grip. Again, it seems kind of struggling to hit the rotation there, even in first gear. A little bit of a wiggle on the back, and these hards are not nice to drive at all. So we're going to do a what is it, 32.7 or 33.7? 32.7. So I went out for another run after a cool down lap, and I managed to find some improvements this time. Going to have a better lap this time, hit the apex a bit better this time. A bit hesitant to get on the throttle, but we're still going to come down and improve by a few tenths. It's going to be a 32.3. So not too bad in the early going. There was a few guys that were going to do softs, so I have to take that into account as well. Here is my flying lap on medium. See a lot of traffic coming out of the pits there, so that kind of threw me off for a bit, but was able to carry on with the lap. Didn't get the greatest run out of turn 1 compared to my hard lap, but I'm going to get really put off down this section here, down towards turn 3 and 4. I see the car there, I think it's an Alfa Romeo, and I just got all flustered and completely missed this apex. Absolutely missed it, and I was like, great, I'm going to have to try. I ended up with a slide there heading out of turn 6, so I was like, great, I'm going to have to try and find something special in these last two sectors, because I'm down already. I'm still halfway through sector 2 and I'm still down. I am improving thanks to my straight line speed, because I knocked the front wing down to 4 instead of 5 for the hards. Anyways, at this point, I have to try and take some risks. So on the power, nice and early this time. We got a few tenths back there in that section, and again I was like, I have to try and do more. So I took up more out of this curve than I would normally do. So I had to try and get anything out of this lap, because a couple of guys on mediums that I can have and I'm going to have a poor start already as it is through sector 1. So, and obviously guys on softs will be there as well. So already I'm looking at pretty shoddy grid positions. But anyways, carry on. We've managed to find 4 tenths. This wasn't great, so but we'll have to make do as we round the final corner. Again, not really hitting that apex. Charge down to the line. It's going to be an improvement of 6 tenths, which I was happy enough with, all things considered. 31.4. All things considered, I'll take it, but it was only good enough for 9th place in the end. Fourth quickest on mediums, and a couple of guys on the softs there. So we're still inside the top 10, so we can still start on the desired strategy. You see Bullet Boy 30.7 on mediums. He's looking really good for this race, but we'll get to all that. The race itself is going to be a very interesting one, but there's going to be some different strategies for sure. Speaking of, I am wanting to do the medium to soft, so go to lap 19 or 20 on the mediums, and then blitz a set of softs to the end of the race. I'm going to start with 5-6 wings as well. I'm going to start wearing 2.5 laps of fuel, so I can run Rich pretty much down every straight I want for the entire race. So important there. And ERS we'll talk about as well as we get going here. But speaking of, here we go. Start from 9th, 5 red lights, and away we go. You're going to see the fatal mistake I made here. I kept my ERS in low, and that's going. The start was okay, but just on the run down to turn 1, then I lose out. There's going to be some accidents in the front as Awesome Dude hits into Chubbs, and we try and negotiate that go around. Thankfully didn't hit into the back of Caesar and get wing damage, but Sygate's on my left hand side, and Sygate's been a thorn in my side recently because I've been stuck behind him at inopportune moments, and again off the line I'm stuck behind him. Big collision there from behind. Big moment there. I had to go across the track. Thankfully no penalty, and I get a little bit of contact there afterwards just for good measure. That was both from Chaz Meister, so big moment there, but I'm behind Sygate on the hards. I'm like, oh, this is not good. Check the wing, no damage. I was annoyed that I was behind Sygate once again, but he is on the hards this time, and this is a track you can overtake. But I knew it was crucial to the race that I don't get stuck behind him. I reserved in Division 1 on the Monday of this week. And I was on the medium, stuck behind guys in the hards, and I could not get by, and it ruined my race. So I was like, I need to get this done quickly as possible. So he goes defensive heading into turn 11. I knew there was going to be chances. I'm going to try and slip up the inside, but the gap was always closing, so the no go there. And I was a little impatient because I knew how important this was to get this done. So nice and tight. Again, hards are not nice tires here. They really are slow and not good. So he goes defensive heading into the turn 14. Right, this is perfect. I'm going to go around. The space is there and down the inside into the last corner. A little bit of contact, but very happy to get that moved on. I should be able to traction away. Rich fuel, high deployment, which I don't really want to do, as I put it back down to medium the first chance I get. But that was big to get that moved on. I could kind of set off after the guys in front. Lap 2, you can see 1.3 ahead of Sygate, so got a nice little gap there out of DRS. Caesar's just ahead, but also just ahead is an accident. It's going to be between Extrema and Bullet Boy, and so there goes Extrema. Contact made with Bullet Boy. Bullet Boy actually pulled over to the side and stopped. He didn't have to, but he waited for Extrema to get back in front. I was very impressed by that. But you can see that's there. Just remember that though. Bullet Boy losing all that time for later in the race. Just remember that as we come across to end lap 2. You see Steve has just been overtaken by Caesar, and now there's the gap. It's 1.7, so I dropped a little bit back, but still going strong. Lap 5, so I believe this is some of the guys coming into the pit on softs. No, not quite, but I'm closing up to Steve in front, who is on softs, and you can see a gap to Chaz Master 3.1, so I was getting a nice little advantage on Sygate and Chaz, and that was really important. Lap 5, you see Steve is really struggling on his tyres. I lost a little bit of time here, stuck behind, but thankfully this lap you can see he states his intentions very clearly early on. The actual pit line, entry line, is actually much later than that, but I knew thankfully that he was pitching and I could soldier on, and you can see the gap in front to Stevie G, 2.2 seconds. He also is on softs, and the gap to Chazmeister, I think it's over 3 seconds still. Lap 7, I think Ali then's the last of these soft runners to come into the pit, so now it's about the mediums. So Caesar in front, he's 2.4 seconds ahead, and Chazmeister coming in behind, is he? He's 4.3, so I'm gaining in the time then on Chaz behind. This is good stuff. Lap 11, the catch in Caesar, the gap was like 1.7. He dives into the pits then, and he's going to go onto the hard, so everyone around me is going onto the hard compound tyre. And I thought, this is great, this is a great advantage for me, because now I know what I'm doing. I'm going on the soft, so I have a nice little advantage at the end here, but I do have to go long. So now that I kind of, once after the guys on soft pit, I've just settled into my own race, no pressure from behind, which was very important, and I'm not really stuck behind anyone in the front because Caesar is just as quick. Lap 17, you can see the story. Everyone then who has had to make a stop has come in. So Ali then is the effective race leader ahead of Master yet to make a stop, but the gap to him, to Ali, was 14 seconds. So there you go then. But I'm still going a few laps more on these tyres. So, but I was, really happy to settle into this race. I was, not in any battles after the early part of the race was really key to get that going and get into the space, avoid a little bit of contact, wing damage. We're changing our wing then to 4 for this last stint of soft tyres. Lap 19, we can just let it all out on the track. A nice pit stop as well. Nice quick getaway. Yeah, we're in good shape here. But if I want a podium, I'm going to have to work for it. So, anyways, Ali, Bullet Boy, Stevie G, Caesar, they all go through. And so I'm going to emerge in a net P5 here. Actually, also the advantage of going long was that if I pitted lap 12 or so, I would have come out in a decent bit of traffic, but now I've come out a nice clean bit of air. And I think I'm only around 8 or 10 seconds off the lead here, so there's every chance, because those hards are woeful, they really are bad. There's every chance that there's a good result waiting to happen here, and the gap to Stevie G you saw there for a sec. There it is, it's 3 seconds. So lap 21, I've already caught within DRS. Not close enough to make an overtake down this straight, but I've been saving ERS for this whole entire race, going medium down the main straights and going low through that part of sector 1 after turn 3, and even after a certain point lean low after this kink here, after you reach kind of the maximum top speed. Stevie goes extreme right, which took me by surprise, but I was able to nip back to the left hand side and make the overtake. I don't know why he fought that so hard. He was on the hard, so he had no ERS, I have no idea why he fought so hard, but we set the fastest lap of the race despite that. And 4.9 seconds to Caesar in front on hards. And I know Caesar is the only one of these guys who's not got a penalty. Lap 24, the gap is 2.8 seconds. We're also all catching up to the leaders. Like Caesar's dragging me with them up to Ali and Bullet Boy. And by lap 24, I can see them right here, and I know I'm getting close. I know Ali's got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I know Bullet Boy's got a few penalties. So my real race was with Caesar. And all of a sudden, I'm beginning to think the race win could be possible. But I have to get by Caesar to make it happen. So that's the challenge. I get my first warning of the race actually here. So the teams are going to kick off in front pretty soon. There was contact the previous lap, I believe, between Ali and Bullet Boy, and that's what allowed Caesar to catch up here. But sticking further into this one, I'm just going to be out of DRS range, and I was like annoyed by that, because I thought if I could stick into it this lap, who knows what was possible. But later that lap, down the straight, there's going to be overtakes attempting to happen here, and this is going to bring me right into the fold, and this is exactly what I needed, because now I am right there with DRS, with better tyres, with not a lot of ERS left. I've been using a bit of that to try and catch up to this DRS, but now we're here, and now my heart is beginning to beat quite fast, because I only have to overtake Caesar to get this win. That's all I have to do, but that is easier said than done. So anyways, I thought a good chance maybe coming out of this last corner, get a little bit of a switch back, and move wider run, put on the throttle a bit earlier. Rich mixture, plenty of fuel left, overtake mode enabled. I jinx to the right hand side. I've not got a lot with here with straight lines because everyone's got DRS here, but this is where the race all kicks off. Bullet Boy and Ali are going to come together here in a second. You can see late on the brakes, Ali tries to go through the gap, a little bit of contact, a little bit of lag involved there, and that removes two of my obstacles in one here, and also puts Caesar on his own without DRS. I thought this is perfect. This is exactly what I needed. So now, all alone, no DRS to help him, I'm going to try and have this. So we open the DRS. We're a little bit further back, but it's a nice and long straight, this one, nice and long. And we pull over to the left hand side. He goes defensive initially, down the inside. This is for the race win. A little bit of contact on the chicane, but leaving space on the inside there afterwards. And he's still right behind, but I knew if I put my car to the middle or so, just around the middle, if he wants to go down the inside, he's going to compromise his run into this left-hander. So I can just take this flat still. He might have to alter the steering angle, lose a bit of speed, or get off the throttle, and I knew then I was in a good position there. So get the move done, and now it's like, okay, now I have to try and brake as far as possible out of DRS if I can. These softs, I didn't actually see the wear because obviously I'm so absorbed in what's going on right now, but they were beginning, their best had definitely gone by, that's for sure. So there's Awesome Dude to take away the fastest lap. Actually Chubbs has set the fastest lap beforehand. So anyways, nice run there out of the last corner. I thought, okay, I think I might be safe. I might be safe now. Excuse me. So, but as it turned out, I did not have the greatest first sector in the world compared to the Caesar, and he's still right there. And if you're within 4 or 5 tenths heading down that big straight, you're in trouble. It's like, oh crap, I'm in big trouble here. I'm in big trouble. And so I didn't get I kind of, nerves got to me in that corner. I didn't get a good run, but up to 4th, careful not to put it down too soon. I thought, ooh, I might just have enough. I've got overtake mode. I'm going to run out of ERS down the straight here, but I've got enough to get me away initially. Rick's mixture got enough fuel there, thankfully. I'm going to have enough to get this done, at least down to this straight. But then the next one I was worried about as well, because he can pick up a good toe and then overtake as well. But again, get a decent little exit. He's still quite close. So I thought, okay, if he's not close enough to launch it down the inside, so I can put the ERS down, put the fuel down, and now we should be in the clear through this last sector, because overtaking opportunities are pretty limited in this last sector. Usually you just keep on the racing line and just don't leave the door too wide open. But at this point, like, okay, I'm in the clear. We just have to negotiate these last few corners and we are good. So coming into the last 2 corners, this race was absolutely mad, but the first stint really was key. Around the final corner, it's been a long time coming. I've done a lot of races in TMC, but finally, the race win is mine. Oh, I felt good. That felt so good. Um,
You can't
Ali
even
finished
start
third
thinking
in the
about
end.
bonus.
I have to say though, Bullet Boy should have won that race. Like he came together with Extreme. He stopped on track to let Extreme go. He was on the hard. His pace on the hard was so good. He had another accident at some point during the race as well. It sent him really wide, and still, after all of that, he was right there to contest the race win on track. And he had penalties and all, but his pace was unbelievable. But I was really happy with how that race went. The first stint really was key. Once I got past Sidegate, he did a little bit to hold up Chaz. I was able to pull away from Chaz a bit. Caesar in front was quick enough so I wasn't being held up, and I was able to just settle into my own race. And then everyone pitted obviously after that. So again, settle into my own pace, my own race. Came out at the end, nice clean air, and could just push, get the moves done. Was lucky, obviously, how Bullet Boy and Ali kind of came together. That put me right in line to get Caesar with DRS. But what a race, nevertheless. Next up is going to be Austria. I'm going to put up the live version of this probably, and a few moments probably from this one as well. So, anyways, what a race. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time.
Taking when he about spun out 7 people won that race.